All right, good evening. Let's start the meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, good evening. Tom, could you take the roll, please?
Mayor King.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Present.
Councilmember Helly.
Present.
Postma.
Present.
Baker.
Right here.
Baskin.
Present.
Fisher.
Present.
Pashusta. We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 1 is a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is a motion approving our minutes from November 20th, 2023.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Nothing under recognitions and awards. Item number 3 and item number 4 is a motion for the consent agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Under petitions and request, number 5 is a resolution accepting our 2024 Hormel Foundation grant awards. Tom?
Before you tonight are the 9 grants that the Hormel Foundation has approved. And in addition to that, the Quality of Life grant, which includes $23,000 for the 4th of July fireworks and about $73,000 to the property tax and rent reimbursement. Again, all of our grants, but one were either fully funded, or all our grant requests were either fully funded or partially refunded. And we'd request council approval of such. And again, a big thanks to the Hormel Foundation for these grants to the city.
Great. Thank you to the Hormel Foundation. The generosity is amazing, and every year they continue to fund what we maybe otherwise wouldn't, and so we certainly appreciate them. Council, any comments on item number 5?
Motion to approve.
Second. Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Abstain.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 5-0 with 1 abstaining, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 6, a resolution establishing license and miscellaneous operational fees for 2024. Looking for resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
You bet.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 7 is a motion approving office chair purchase for the police department. Chief McKeek.
Per the memo, our sit-down staff has gone quite a few years since before I was a detective in '05 without getting new specifically chairs ordered for them. We kind of grabbed what the LEC kind of recycled through. Trish did send over a gentleman who performed an ergonomic study on us. We were all horrible failures, and none of us were properly
In so many
positioned.
ways.
And so we are trying to follow the recommendations, including getting some different monitors, some wrist rest, some things to bring our computers up and in line. But everyone was given a new chair is going to be needed. So we've got some down that we're demoing now that are top of the line for our folks. But it would mean moving some funds, with your permission, from CIP this year, what we had designated to computers, to those chairs. And then we do have funds refilling for computers as of January 1st for us. So that's the request.
Thank you, McKeek. Council, any questions for the chief? Otherwise, looking for a motion for
So moved.
number 7.
Saw the general condition of the chairs, so very supportive.
A couple weeks ago.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 8 is a resolution approving amendment number 2 for the design service contract on the I-90 bridge replacement project. Stephen?
Council previously adopted or approved an agreement with MnDOT and their consultant, SRF, to complete the design services for the project. Some changes have evolved over the course of the design. Before you tonight is amendment number 2 for your approval. It has no change in the cost impact to the city. All of the cost changes involve MnDOT, so we'd recommend approval of amendment number 2 for the design services contract.
Excellent. Any questions for Mr. Lang, Council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 9 is a resolution accepting a land donation from Virginia Carrot. Stephen?
I would refer that to Mr. Byram. Thank you.
Okay. Craig?
As explained in the backup material for this item, the Carrots platted a development in Austin that dedicated a piece of land as a park. That land is still dedicated as a park, but has never really been used in that fashion or developed in any way. And Ms. Carrot is looking to simplify issues and to do some things in anticipation of her getting older, and has proposed that she would like to just deed this to the city so that it would be owned by the city rather than dedicated as a park. The only real difference that makes today or in the near term is that if you ever decide that the park is no longer necessary as a park, if it's just dedicated, it reverts to whoever it was who platted that development or their heirs, which can get confusing and problematic the further you get from the death of the folks who platted it. If you own title, then you own title, and you can decide it doesn't need to be a park anymore, and you can decide it can have some other purpose. And so it really puts flexibility in the council's hand going forward. So our office thought it would certainly be appropriate to accept that deed from Ms. Carrot.
All right. Thank you. Council, any questions of Mr. Byram? If not, looking for resolution for item number 9.
So moved. Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
You bet.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 10 is a resolution approving a bench rental agreement with United States Bench Corporation. Stephen?
Yes, at the request of Councilmember Baskin, we reached back out to this company and discussed with them the possibility of increasing our rental rate. As you can see down at the bottom of the memo, it had been stagnant since 2010. They were willing to make an adjustment to the rate, increasing it from $36 per bench up to $50 per bench. They indicated they couldn't go higher at this time because of contracts that they have that are already in place, but they would be willing to increase it during the next 2-year term. So our recommendation for council tonight would be to approve the agreement with U.S. Bench Corp for $50 per bench per year for 15 locations. This agreement would be for 24 and 25, and then request that council set the rate for 26-27 to be $60 per bench per year. Be our recommendation.
All right. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions?
No, Stephen, I appreciate the additional work on that.
Looking for resolution for item number 10.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 11 is a resolution approving a contract with SEH for consulting services on the airport fuel system upgrade project. Stephen?
I believe we've talked about this before at council meeting or work session, where we have had the fuel replacement, fuel tank replacement at the airport as our top project for like the last 5 or 6 years, and we just have not been able to get funding through the state for this project. The state did notify us earlier this year that they have funding available to cover 70% of a $600,000 project. So the next step in this is to hire a consultant to develop plans and specifications for the project. We would then go out for bids. And through this process, we will work to refine the scope of the project, determine if we have enough dollars budgeted for the project, how best to move this forward. But these are the next steps that will come through the design and development portion of the fuel tank project. We currently have 2 underground fuel tanks, and we have some dispensers that are all pushing 30 years old out at the treatment plant, if not more, out at the airport, if not more. So they're in need of replacement, and this would start that process. So we would recommend hiring SEH in the amount of $82,400 to develop this project for us.
All right. Council, any questions of Mr. Lang? If not, looking for a resolution for item number 11.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yes.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 12 is resolution approving an amendment to a contract with WHKS for the Oakland Avenue and First Avenue reconstruction projects. Mitch?
So currently, we're under contract with WHKS for Oakland Avenue and First Avenue Southwest design services. And just like usual, we're working with Austin Utilities on their utility replacement during the project. And they are going to join in on the design team with WHKS. So we have Amendment 2 for $50,880. That would be for water main design on the project. And there would be no cost to the city on this. The cost for water main design would just be passed on to Austin Utilities.
Excellent. Thanks, Mitch. Council, any questions? Looking for resolution for item number 12.
So moved.
Second.
Thomas?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 13 is a resolution requesting feasibility reports for 2024 street reconstruction projects. Mitch?
Yep, so this year we've got 5 projects scheduled, and I'll just list through them here, but the request for feasibility reports is kind of the first step in the assessment process and getting the projects officially rolling. So I'll kind of list the projects here, and in the coming, I think the next council meeting, I'll have feasibility reports ready for you guys. So the first project is the 8th Street Northeast and Institute Lift Station construction. We were planning this project for last year, but it kind of fell through due to some conditions that we had to figure out. But that's planned for next year. That'd be from 8th Street from 16th Avenue to 18th Avenue. The next project would be 9th Street Southwest and 12th Street Southwest. And 9th Street would be from 17th Avenue to 22nd Avenue. And 12th Street would be from 17th Avenue to 21st Avenue. I think the mayor might be familiar with this area. And then 4th Avenue Northeast from 17th Street to 19th Street Northeast. 1st Avenue Northeast from 8th Street to 10th Street on the north side of Queen of Angels Church. And then finally, 2nd Avenue from 14th Street to 19th Street Northwest. And then 16th Street Northwest from Oakland Avenue to 2nd Street, or 2nd Avenue Northwest. And finally, 17th Street from Oakland Avenue to 2nd Avenue. So those are the projects we have planned for next year.
Excellent. Thank you, Mitch. Council, any questions from item number 13?
Mitch, we're going to have a little pushback from the property owners about sidewalks this year. Are we going to do anything differently this year rather than, or next year rather than this year, to try to have those discussions earlier rather than later in the projects?
Yeah, during our notification process, we'll, make it clear on the areas we're proposing to add sidewalk on our initial letters.
Please do that.
I won't guarantee that that's going to alleviate the
Right,
questions.
right.
But
I actually will guarantee it won't, but.
it might make it worse, but we'll get that discussion started earlier.
Excellent. My very first council meeting, we had pitted neighbors against neighbors on a sidewalk issue that didn't go, and it's just come full circle again 14, 13, 12 years later. It's interesting, as my street will be one of them, that I believe that on the CIP process, I was on there probably 8 years ago, I suppose, as things become less of a priority because our street is held up decently. But it's interesting that in that process, things do move based on priority. So I know that now is the time, I guess, but it's been on there and was off it for a while, but now it's back on. So anyway, looking for a resolution 13. Did we do that already?
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 14 is resolution in support of a local road improvement program grant application. Mitch?
So back to the Oakland Avenue and First Avenue project. We are working on a grant application for some additional funding, and this would strictly be for the Oakland portion of the project. The state of Minnesota has almost $103 million set aside for local street improvements, and they are going to be divvying these out kind of based on geography, making things equitable throughout the state. So I think there's a decent chance that we might be selected for a project like this. So I've received letters of support to add to our application from the school district, Chamber of Commerce, police and fire departments. And so now a resolution of support from the council would be appreciated as well. We'll be asking for $1.5 million in state funding.
Thank you, Mitch. Council, if you're in support of that, I would look for a resolution.
So moved, good luck.
Second, whatever.
All right. Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 15 is a motion granting the Planning and Zoning Department the power to contract for the removal of junk and/or illegally stored vehicles at 809 13th Avenue Southwest, the Lopez, Machuda, and Acosta property. Looking for a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yep. Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. On to citizens addressing the council. Are there any citizens present that would like to address the council on items that weren't on the agenda? All right, none. Honorary council members, I mean it, no tears. This is On's last meeting. We spoke, and he can't be replaced. But we do have one more in the hopper coming behind On, and that'll be Miguel Garate starting in March 4th. On, can you tell us about your experience, and we're gonna miss you.
Thank you for having me. I learned a lot, and especially what the city council members are providing the city. There are ups and downs, but with everyone working together, we can make this an amazing place to be. So thank you.
Right on. Thank you, On.
Thank you.
Appreciate your service on the honorary council member. On to reports and recommendations. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor. We had the Senate Capital Investment Committee here on the 29th to tour the Hormel Institute and a proposed addition to the facility, so it was nice to have them, and Senator Dornick joined as well. Otherwise, Mr. Lang has an item.
And Tom does too, I think.
Looks like Tom's got one too.
All right, Stephen?
Mitch had a couple items tonight regarding the Oakland Avenue, First Avenue one-way segments. You know, this is for street reconstruction. It's rare for us to be thinking out multiple years ahead of time, so that's just adding another layer of work to Mitch and the engineering department, not only planning for 2024 projects, but also having 25 projects in the hopper. So thanks to him for doing that and working through it. As part of that, we have our second public informational meeting scheduled for Wednesday, December 13th at the Austin Public Library at 5:30. Our plan is this is for the Oakland Avenue, First Avenue one-ways. Our plan is to present some options regarding feedback that we've heard from the residents from both our first public informational meeting and also our online surveys that we collected. So we will be presenting 3 more options based on what we've heard. And then our goal from that would be to come back to the council at the January 2nd work session and bring council up to speed on what our recommendations are based on what we've heard, so that we can get started on more detailed design for that project.
Excellent. And when was that road initially done first in Oakland? Was it in the 60s?
First Avenue was done in 1953, and Oakland Avenue was done in 1979.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions on that project or anything further? If not, move on to Tom.
Just remember Wednesday night, Truth and Taxation, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Anything else, Craig? On to city council members. Laura?
Well, I'm pleased to announce that the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department has hired a new director. Jason Sehan will be joining us. I believe his first day is December 28th. He has a lot of experience in the director chair in Parks and Recreation in several communities. And as it happens, and as he told us during the interview process, his first job in high school was part-time Parks and Rec, and he's literally done just about everything you can do in the parks role as a paid job. So the hiring process took a lot of time, and I want to thank the interview team, which was our HR director, Trish Weichman, city administrator, Craig Clark, and 2 Parks board members, Ed Schmidt and Freshno Boko. We're very pleased, and we've told Jason he has a bit of a challenge to build some bridges and build some trust with the department and between the department and the rest of the city. So he's aware of that challenge, and we're excited to bring him on board. Wednesday is the next Parks Board meeting, And I just wanted to mention that we'll be discussing a rebranding project for the Nature Center, as well as a resident who has concern about dog waste in the parks. Just gonna share that here because I have a feeling lots of people have concerns about dog waste in the parks. So Wednesday night at the Nature Center at 5:15, come talk to us about it. The Culture and Arts Commission was able to put together a partnership with Mower County to hire an artist to create some welcoming artwork for the government building. It's concentrated on the area where residents go to do their early voting, which we anticipate there will be a lot of in 2024. So we're excited to have been able to do that project here and wrap it up before the end of the fiscal year. I want to thank the fire department for hosting me for a visit last week. They even let me ride in the fire truck for a little while, so that was exciting. And then also I need to correct a misstatement that I made at our meeting 2 weeks ago. We do have a wellness committee. That is something that came out of the employee engagement survey. It is up and running. It's met a couple times. If any employees are interested in participating, they can contact Trish Weichman or Craig Clark. That's it.
Excellent, thank you, Laura. Mike?
Just a couple of things. First of all, thank you to the many streets, parks, folks who are doing the seasonal changeover. I know the Christmas in the City kickoff was last weekend. Time is really flying, but it looks great. And I know it really does add a lot for citizens to kind of celebrate the holidays and see how nice our city looks right now. So all of your efforts to that, including the folks who have brought the flower pots to be seasonal as well with some winter decorations, it really does look great. I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Mike. Jeff?
Not a thing.
Jeff?
Just want to thank the Hormel Foundation once again for their grants. It really does help us cover projects that otherwise wouldn't get funded, and it's great to have them here and supportive. That's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you. Jason?
Two quick items. One is I would echo Councilman Postma. Downtown looks great. Rave reviews from the Baskin girls driving around, and I've heard good things from other community members as well. Second of all, thank you again to the Austin Police Department for the opportunity to ride along a couple weeks ago. It was you're not supposed to say quiet, so it was a less involved night, and I think that is okay and probably good for the overall community. So,
Thank you, Jason. Paul?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right. I have nothing other than I would like to, maybe you saw the email today, we're inviting all city staff to a little holiday mixer on December 14th. That's Thursday from 2 to 5 right here and spilling out into there. So we'll see what kind of food we can get and Christmas cheer. So everybody's welcome to attend, and I hope you can make it at some portion between that 2 and 5 time. With that, looking for a motion to adjourn to Monday, December 18th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Take a 5-minute break until work session. Thank you.